Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 52. I am leaving home extra early today for a reason. I have 4 meetings today, and some of them are long meetings, and I need to travel. So, in order to get everything in today, I have to leave earlier. I'm going to have the laptop next to me while I'm driving, and I'm going to have to time meetings perfectly. So, we're going to start with the easy stuff first. Going to get to the first casino around 8-ish, and I have my first meeting at 8:45, followed by a 9 a.m. meeting right away. So I'll get those 2 meetings out of the way. During the 9 o'clock meeting, I'll be driving to the second casino, and then we'll figure things out from there. So I think I'll have an hour at the second casino before the next meeting would start. So for now, I'm going to sit back and take it easy and relax, and we'll figure things out as we go along. Right now it's 41 degrees outside. Looks like cloudy skies. The roads are damp from yesterday's rain. I did book more of the European trip last night. Ended up changing the hotel in London for an apartment, and ended up being cheaper, and we got a 3-bedroom apartment with laundry, kitchen, everything like that, for less than a couple hotel rooms would have been for those couple nights. So and now we are focusing on Paris and getting all the hotels or apartments booked for Paris as well, and then we'll fine-tune the rest of the trip. So right now, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I'm back. So, a little wrinkle here in my plan. Due to traffic and snow falling now, I am running late. So, I'm going to get to the first casino 4 minutes before my first meeting. And my first meeting ends as my second meeting is starting. It's a very bad situation. However, my first meeting is a short meeting. It's about 15 minutes long, and I don't have to say anything until the end of it. So my plan is going to be to run in and look at the main things that I check, the things that would normally make me the most money, and get back to the car within 20 minutes. If I run into a big play, then there might be a problem, but hopefully I can run in, make 100 or 2, and run back out, and then as I'm going to the next casino, do the other meeting. So we'll see what happens here. Right now I am 30 minutes away from my next stop. I have 2 speed traps along the way, so I got to watch out for those, and I'll be back to update you after. Alright guys, I am back. So oh man, it is always a story. The simplest thing always ends up to be the biggest thing. All I was trying to do is go into a casino 4 minutes before a meeting started, do the first meeting on view, do the second meeting in the car after I finish a brief search of the slot machines. That's it. Simple, right? Everybody does it every day, right? Wrong. I walk in, I'm looking around, I see a play right away. It's a big play, $6 a spin. I lose a quick hundo on that one. So that was fun. Walk around, see nothing, go around to the far reaches of the casino, see a couple really good plays, but one at $1 a spin, one at $5 a spin, and both of them basically dressed me down and beat me up. So after playing those 2 excellent plays that should have been incredible plays with a lot of money coming in, I'm down. At my low point, I was down like 340, and I ended up leaving those 2 plays minus 260. So I'm minus 260. I look at the time, it's 3 minutes till the next meeting. I text the person doing the meeting. I send them a message through Teams, and I basically say, look, I'm going to be on the meeting, but I'm going to be on mute the first couple minutes. At this point, I'm just trying to figure out how to get anything back, and I've got to run. I got to go to the car. Then my stomach starts growling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go to the bathroom. I run to the bathroom, finish up in there in like 2 minutes, in and out of there, I come back out and I'm like, well, I'm just going to cash out minus 260. And I see a play in front of me, and it's a bigger play. And at this point, the meeting is about to start. It's like a minute before the meeting starts, or the meeting is actually, I was in the meeting, but nobody else was in the meeting yet. But anyway, so the meeting starts. I sit down at this machine. I'm on mute. And the first thing she says is, can everybody hear me? There's only 2 of us in the meeting with her, so I text her yes, through Teams. And I sit down at this machine, I play it through, and within 2 minutes, I end up hitting, and I am up $10, $9.75. So, but this play was such an aggressive play. Although I was down 260 when I sat down, I actually put $1,000 total in this machine before I ended up hitting and getting ahead and walking away from the machine, plus $10. So after all that, plus $10, I get back to the car. It's now like 5 or 6 minutes after the meeting started, and we're wrapping the meeting up. She asked if anyone has any questions. We go through a couple final thoughts. Man, there's a lot of police out here. We go through a couple final thoughts, and we wrap it up, and the meeting ends basically at 9:20. Now, the deal is, I was supposed to be driving from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock to the next casino. So the fact that this meeting ended did not buy me any time. I had planned it out so that I would be wasting that meeting time in the car. Now, I'm going to get to the next casino. I don't know when. I'm estimating. I can put it in the maps. I'm estimating about 5 after 10. So that will give me only 50 minutes until the next meeting. I'm going to get there quarter after because there's more slowdowns up here. Son of a... Okay, I'm only going to have 45 minutes, so now I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to sit down and play blackjack in 45 minutes. I mean, it happens, but I don't want to be tilting or being too aggressive or whatever and have things not work out. Shoot. The thing about that meeting, though, is it's with auditors and it's an hour long. Do I want to start a blackjack session, go to the car, finish up the blackjack session after the meeting, after sitting in the car for an hour, or do I want to use that time to drive? I think I don't have a choice. I think I need to take my chances, excuse me, get to the casino as soon as possible, get in there and play, and if I can be ahead anything by the time the meeting starts, get in the car and just start traveling to the next casino during the meeting. Now, I am going to have a role in this meeting, so we'll see what happens. I'll get all my files and things ready to go right now on the drive there, and if the auditors ask me for anything that's not ready, then I'll either pull over or I'll say it'll take me half an hour to get it. I'll email it to you and leave it at that. So I guess what I just figured out is I'm going to get through this slowdown, and I'm going to go to the casino, play for about 40 or 45 minutes blackjack. Then I'm going to run to the car. Hopefully I'm ahead. If I'm ahead, I'm going to move on to the next casino while that meeting is going on and go from there. So right now my speed is down to 20 miles an hour, and now I'm about to stop on the highway here, and I will be back and let you know how this goes. Not a great start, but a decent comeback, and we'll move on from here. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back here. I am getting myself set up for my meeting. Right now I've got 2 minutes till the meeting starts, getting my laptop in order and everything. I went in there and went to Blackjack first, played there for a few minutes, not a few minutes, like 30 minutes. And when I ended a shoe, I had $800. I looked at the time and it was getting close, so I ended up having to leave. So pretty uneventful, nothing really that extraordinary happening one way or another. Let me see. No, I didn't get any blackjacks in that time. Neither did the dealer. It was just a pretty boring session overall, but I did make $800. So that's good. I was looking at a machine on the way out, and the machine had a stuck button, and I just got so frustrated with it, but I was able to play it through. Ended up losing $67 on that. So plus 800 on the blackjack, minus 67 on that slot machine. And right now, 1 minute away from my meeting, trying to get my headset and everything in order. Once the meeting starts, if I'm not needed right away, I'm going to go ahead and start driving and head over to the next casino during the meeting. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. So I finished up that meeting pretty quickly and moved on to the next casino. I go into the next casino, start looking at slot machines first, and still I've been on a bad run. It seems like in slot machines I was down about $37 or so before I started playing blackjack. And I ended up going to play some blackjack. There was only one table open that I could play. That was a reasonable bet amount for me, so it was a lower limit table again. And I played there for, 40 minutes or so with like a 1-8 spread, and ended up leaving that session when the count was very low, plus 600. So plus another 600 on that blackjack. I had the pit boss come up to me as soon as I sat down. So I'm very familiar now, and this is what I'm talking about, longevity, and asked me how I was doing and stuff like that, and asked me, they said, oh, I know you've been having a really rough time lately and you haven't been winning, which I have, because I've been talking about breaking even all the time. Oh, I need to get back to even, and that's what they hear. And when they do a shift change, I'm like, I want to make sure you have me in for 3,000, let's say, when it's only 2,500 or something like that. So by doing that, they see me as always breaking even, winning slightly, losing slightly, but never a threat. So that's a good thing for me. And like I said, the one today said, are you going to try to break even again today? I said, yeah. It's been tough lately. All I've been doing is basically trying to break even. So, it works out. And anyway, I ended up leaving that session ahead 600 on the blackjack and 82 on the slots. So that was pretty decent. And in the meantime, I had some emails sent out to help me with my work and got some good answers, made it look like I was a genius that I came up with this information. Just have to know the right people to talk to. So everything is looking good at work, and I just got back to the car, replied to some stuff, and I got another invite here. So we'll see. Everything seems like it's okay. And I'm going to move on to another casino. This one's a little bit less opportunity, but hopefully we can make $700 or $800 in there on blackjack. So letting you go for now. I'll be back soon. All right, guys, I am back. So I spent my time actually doing something I normally don't do, playing a certain slot machine that you just really don't ever see in range. It was a $6 a spin machine, and it wasn't exactly in range, but there were extenuating circumstances that made it close enough for me to play it. And I played that through. There were multiple things that I needed to chase on it, and they all hit in order as they should have, which is nice every once in a while for things to go the way that you want them to go. And I ended up ahead on that machine $519. So then I went and played some blackjack, and again, having a problem finding good tables to play. So playing lower limit tables again, and just hating it, but doing what I have to do to produce money. So spreading again, 1-8 or so, and really didn't get too many good counts, but ended up squeezing out a small victory ahead $250. So plus 250 on the Blackjack, plus 519 on that slot machine. I looked at a lot of other slot machines, and none of them were in any kind of condition to play. So right now I'm back in the parking lot. I moved out of my where I was parked to a further away spot, and I am looking at my work stuff, and I'm going to figure out this process that I have to do, and I'll probably be here for another 20 minutes or so getting all this stuff figured out, and then I'll figure out which casino to go to next. Right now I'm ahead of schedule because I left so early and did everything so early, so I'm trying to decide if I should move on to another city or stay in this city. So that's what's going on right now, and I'm gonna take care of this work stuff, and then I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Oh man, extra time cost me money. Alright, so I go into this place. I'm playing Blackjack, betting 50 to 500. I sit down at the table, start playing, and starting from the first hand, I'm losing, but not much. I'm hanging around like minus 200, 300, 400, somewhere in there. Then a guy comes to my table. I had just rebought, so I was in for a total of 1,000. And he comes to the table, he's betting $2,500 a hand with 300 on the side bet, and there's another side bet that he was betting also maxed out. So he sits down next to me, and we go on this run of losing like you wouldn't believe. We both lost 9 hands in a row, so he was down $20,000 at this point before he finally won a hand for 2,000. And next shoe started and went immediately negative into the teens right away, and I wasn't going to sit for that. There was another table next to it. I moved over to that table and played there for a while, and started clawing my way back, and eventually ended up ahead $100. At this point, at the end of that shoe, when I was up 100, more people were coming to the tables. It was starting to get busy because it's evening time, so I ended up walking. So I start looking at slot machines, and I see one play that's pretty good, but not great, and that ends up burning me. I lose about 270 on that one. And then I see another one that's a must hit by 500, and that one is in range, and I sit down to play that one, and I feel like I got robbed on this machine. Let me tell you what happened. It has multiple jackpots, and one of them is a 500, and one of them is like a $200 jackpot. Okay, so you can hit the jackpot 2 different ways. There was one spin where it was down to the last spin before it paid out. It had to pay out on the next spin, right? So it was like, let's say $499.99. It wasn't that number, but they just say, just to give you an idea. So on the next spin, it was going to pay. Well, both events happened at the same time, so I really should have gotten this lower amount, which was like a $200 jackpot. I should have gotten it twice, but it only paid me once. So I looked in the rules, and it says specifically in the rules, a jackpot, you may win multiple jackpots in one spin, but then it says, but each jackpot only once per spin. So I kind of, man, if it was one spin before or one spin after, I would have gotten it twice, but I ended up getting it one time. And by the time I finished the play, I was down like 170 or something like that. So that extra money would have gotten me even or ahead. So, that stinks. You hate to see that happen, but what are you going to do? I end up continuing to play. Actually, at that point, there's a friend of mine came around the corner, and he's like, hey, what's going on? We started talking, and we've been planning some stuff lately. We just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but we need to. And I'm walking around with him, and this guy's got an eye for this stuff. He can see it from across the room even better than me, because he knows these casinos so well because he lives here. And so he can look across the room and say, look over there. And I'm like, what? I don't see it. And he walks up to it, and you can see someone's got the chair turned backwards. They want to get more money. So he was very sharp. His only downside is he gambles. So he doesn't just know all the good plays, he also gets bored and plays other things as well and loses his money. But he was telling me about a scam that people are pulling. You get like an older lady with bad vision, and they would take her to a machine, and I don't want to say the scam on the air because I don't want other people to duplicate it and steal from people, because I don't believe in that at all. But it's actually very sad what they do to people, and they're stealing hundreds of dollars from people who can't afford to lose that much money, and they act like their friend and everything, and then they're actually scamming them. So I hate to see that, but it's happening a lot, and he said he's been seeing it happen a lot, and when he sees it happen, he stops it. But he's only around an hour here, an hour there. How much money are these guys making doing that? So while we're trying to make money off of slot machines and off of counting cards and all that kind of stuff, these guys are taking the easy route and making more money than us, stealing from people and doing it in a way that the person has no idea that they were stolen from, so nobody ever reports it, and it continues to go on over and over again. So very sad situation there. By the time everything was done, I was ahead $100 on the blackjack and down $333 on the slots, unfortunately. But that's how it goes sometimes. Overall, it's been a decent day. I am moving on to another casino, and I didn't want to mention this before because I didn't know if I would make it in time. And actually, right now, traffic's pretty bad. But the casino called me up and said that there's a slot tournament that they would enter me in for free, and you could win this much money and all this. But I don't care about that, and I would normally not go. But I was planning on being there tonight right at that time anyway. So I'd be complaining about all the old people in this tournament, and now I'm going to be in the tournament. But odds are you're going to lose. So I will sit there. Usually a tournament is 1 or 2 rounds of like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it's over. So I will check the machines, play the tournament, check the machines again, and get out of there. And if I win something, I think you come back on another day. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. So, all right. So right now, it's a nice day, but it's very busy traffic-wise. It is 54 degrees, and just sitting through city traffic, waiting to get out of this town to get to the next city to play there. So, letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. That was delicious. So I moved on to the next casino and walked in, looked at all the slots, and then I found the slot tournament that was going on. Went over there, and the host is asking me, "Joe, is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, Joe, oh, I finally get to meet you. Oh, it's been oh my goodness, been so long. I've been trying to meet you, and you never want to do any events. I'm so glad to meet you." I'm like, okay. And got signed up for the tournament, went back around, looked at some slots, played one slot primarily, and ended up ahead like $45 on it. And then I went back to the slot tournament area. It was about to start. I checked in, and then I have your name. So they convert regular slots into tournament slots. So it's just a program that goes on the same motherboard, same hard drive as a regular slot machine. So they have them set up for the slot tournament. And basically, if you played it on a cruise, you have 2 minutes, you spin the reels, and then anytime something pops up on the screen, you touch it and you get extra points for it. So I had one hand on the button pushing it, and one hand just above the screen toward the bottom where it always pops up. Now, you can get like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 points, and whoever for the pop-ups, and there is one character that comes up that puts you in first place automatically. So at the end of the round, everybody gets $50 in free play unless you're the winner, and then you get $400 in free play. So I started playing it, and right away, after like 10 seconds into the 2 minutes, the character pops up to put me in first place, and I'm like, that's it, I'm going to lose because it already came up. It's not going to come up for me twice, so I'm done. So I'm in the lead most of the tournament About halfway through the tournament, I go to second and then third and then back to first again, and I hold it at first place for the rest of the tournament. And so I got the $400 in free play, so that's good for like 30 days. I wasn't going to play it tonight because I got to get going, but I won all that, so that's good. I went back and looked at slot machines again, and I found another play, played that through, and by the time that play was over, I had found no other plays. I ended up ahead $257, so plus 257 on the slots. I have 400 in free play that I can use next time that I come in, and my score was about 20% higher than the highest score so far today, and we're halfway through. So if it holds for the rest of the day, then I get to go to the finals in Las Vegas, where you could win up to $1 million. You know, you're not going to get the $1 million most likely, but then you probably have so many hundreds that you're guaranteed. And I wouldn't mind, you know, getting a free trip to Vegas. Hopefully it includes airfare and everything. That would be awesome. And then I could set up my Caesars, $1,200 reimbursement at the same time, so I can buy the plane tickets and then take a snapshot of them and then get them reimbursed, because if you buy the most expensive plane tickets, they're reimbursable. I get them reimbursed, so cancel the trip, and then let the casino buy a trip for me. When I get to Vegas, I would stay at their casino and also at Caesars. And then when I would get picked up with a limo at the airport by Caesars, I would get $1,200 in free play for showing up because of the airfare. And then I'd also be staying at this casino and participating in their tournament. So whenever that is, if it happens, I'll be glad to have that happen, because that'll help me do a bunch of stuff all at the same time. So yeah, that's how it went. And then I also got some sushi while I was here. The restaurant was open for the sushi, and I know I'm gonna be fat, but it's never open, so I got 4 sushi rolls. I've already eaten 2.5 of them before I even started talking into the podcast, and I'm gonna post a picture of the sushi on YouTube. Just search for MWUSA rigged game, and you should be able to find it. If you can't find it, let me know and I can adjust it so it's easier to find. But I have very few subscribers on YouTube, like 41 or something like that, and like 90-something% of my subscribers are through Spotify and Apple. So I'm hoping if I do like a short on YouTube, it may attract a few more people. So that's why I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm going to sit back and relax. I got gas this morning on my way to the first casino. I already need gas again, so I'll stop at a gas station soon, fill up, and then continue the trip from there. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and then I'll be back to update you shortly. All right, guys, I am back. So one other thing I wanted to mention is I did meet with a friend of mine while I was at the last casino there, and we made some plans, something that we're going to start working on together. Hopefully that will happen soon. And yeah, I'm thinking that that's going to work out, but it's just going to be a matter of timing and getting started and figuring out everything, because when you have a new project that you're working on, you need to figure out money management, timing, when you're starting, when you're stopping, when you're positive, when you're not positive. You get all that stuff written down and figured out and agreed to, and make sure that everybody involved understands the rules. So we're going to work on that. I did stop and get some gas, and I am heading toward home right now. 46 degrees right now. I do have some work to do for the office when I get home, so I'm going to do that first. I'm going to help my son, one of my sons, with some homework. There's a video game that he can play for math, and if he plays it enough, he gets stuff for school. He has to play so many hours, and he's behind on it, so we're going to try to play 2 hours a night to catch him up. He's only supposed to play 20 minutes a day, and we got 2 hours in yesterday, so if we can do that the next couple weeks, I think he can get completely caught up and maybe even ahead. So, and then tomorrow is going to be a long one. Going to have some meetings. Going to be meeting with another advantage player. Going to be going to a different area than I'm usually going to on a Friday. So a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. Right now, the biggest plan is to get home, get relaxed, help my son, and then start my office work. Try to get to bed by 11 o'clock, hopefully, because it's going to be late already when I get home. And start off early tomorrow morning, hopefully 6 or 6:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. You know what? I was gonna check to see how we did today, and I started recording before I did. So let me see. We were up 8, 10, 750, 1350, 1430, 15, 17, no, 14. Boy, I lost my count. 14, 1350, 15, 50. 2,000, wow, 2,100, 1,800, about $2,000 today. Not a bad day, not including the $400 in free slot play that I haven't played yet. So between 2,000 and 2,500 today, not bad. Yesterday was an okay day, so I think we're close to 4,000 just for those 2 days. We're going to have to step up our game tomorrow. Tomorrow's a lower opportunity area, so we'll see what happens with that. Right now, I'm going to head home and relax, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.